Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and welcome to this education tutorial titled Understanding Statistical Method in Education Research. My name is Afian Akhbar bin Mustam, a EDD student, and this short video I will guide you through the statistical techniques used in the three peer-review education studies. These studies examine how different instructional approach like problem-based learning and technology integration affects student attitudes towards mathematics and statistics. Let's begin our journey by understanding why this method matter and how they are applied. The main goal of this video is to explain how researchers use statistical techniques to evaluate the effectiveness of educational innovation. We will break down three key studies, examine the statistical method by use and explain why these methods are appropriate for answering their research questions. Additionally, we will use simple, relatable example to help you to understand complex terms like ANCOVA, exploratory factor analysis or EFE, and regressions. By the end of this video, you will see how statistics go beyond numbers. They help shape better teaching strategies and more informed decision making in education. The first study conducted by Obeng in 2025 focused on senior high school students in Ghana and investigate whether problem-based learning or PBL should improve student attitudes toward mathematics. The second study by Chubja and Pifare in 2024 evaluates the impact of technology-enhanced collaborative learning model called SPIDAS on Spanish student attitude towards statistics. And finally, the third study by Suhelan and Hidayah also in 2025 explore tourism student feeling and perception about statistics in Indonesian university setting. Each study used different statistical techniques based on the nature of their research design and objective. In study 1, Obeng used a quasi-experimental design. This means that the researcher compared two groups, one receiving the PBL intervention and one that followed traditional teaching methods but without random assignment. To analyze the data, they first used descriptive statistics to summarize student response. Then, they used a statistical method called ANCOVA, analysis of covariance. ANCOVA is helpful because it is adjust for any pre-existing difference between group like prior knowledge or attitudes towards level before the intervention. This all allows researchers to more accurately estimate the effect of the PBL approach on the student attitudes. The study found significant improvement in student interest, self-efficacy, and perception on mathematics, while anxiety level decreased. The second study by Chubja and P. Fakre also used a quasi-experimental design, but added another layer of analysis by developing their own attitude measurement tools. To ensure the tools was valid and reliable, they used an exploratory factor analysis or EFA. EFA helped identify patterns in survey response and group-related items together into factor. For example, anxiety, interest, or attitude towards learning with technology. Once the tool was validated, they apply ANCOVA again to compare student score before and after the implementation. The result, statistically significant improvement in all three domains confirm that the SPIDAS model positively impacts student attitude. This shows how combined EFA and ANCOVA can strengthen a study credibility and provide deeper insight. Unlike the first two, the third study by Suhelan and Hidayah used a non-experimental correlation design. This approach is used when researchers want to explore relationship between variables without manipulating them. They use the SATS 28 questionnaire, which measures attitude towards statistics across 4 areas: cognitive, affective, value, and difficulty. The researcher applies several statistical techniques: descriptive statistic to show average score, pair sample t-test to compare score before and after the course, EFA and PSA to confirm factor structure, and multiple regression analysis to explore which factor predicted others. For example, they found that student feeling and interest levels strongly predicted their perceived value of statistic. Let's summarize the statistical method used in all three studies. Descriptive statistics were used in every study. They help to describe basic trends in the data. ANCOVA appeared in both the first and second studies, ideal for analyzing group difference while controlling the pre-test score. EPA, EFA was used in study 2 and 3 to validate questionnaire and identify underlying factors. The third study went further by incorporating principal component analysis or PCA and multiple regression to explore relationship among different attitude dimensions. This variety of method demonstrates the vast versatility of the statistics in education research depending on the study goals. Now, let's simplify a few concepts. Imagine you are compared two teaching methods. One is a PBL and a traditional instruction. ANCOVA help you to figure out which method works better by adjusting for student initial knowledge. Next, EFE or exploratory factor analysis is a like sorting survey responses into categories. Students who say they enjoy statistics and feel anxious can be grouped under factors like interest or anxiety. Finally, regression helps answer questions like, does a student interest level predict how valuable they think statistics is? This tool provides meaningful insight beyond what a raw score can show. Statistical methods are more than just calculation. They are tools for improvement. They help educators understand which teaching strategy work and which may need refining. Importantly, they allowed us to measure not just academic performance but also how students feel, think, and engage. When we include effective variables like anxiety, interest, or motivation, we get a fuller picture of a learning process. For researcher and a practitioner alike, choosing a right method ensure valid finding and leads to better curriculum design, assessment strategies, and student development system. To conclude, these three studies highlight the power of well-chosen statistical technique in shaping education research and practice. From ANCOVA to factor analysis and regression, its method contribute unique insight. As future educator and researcher, it's vital that we are not only understand statistic tools but also apply them truthfully and reflectively. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope it's deeper your appreciation for the role of statistics in education. Feel free to reach out with question and comment. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum and thank you.